All right, now we're going to do the top 10 victims. Ground rules. These are all dead people. Okay, they are not. They're not coming back. They're dead. They're dead. All right. They're victims of Ghostface. Stu couldn't. Anybody that is Ghostface is not going to be on this list unless they were killed by the other Ghostface, which I don't think that's happened. Has that happened? I don't know. So none of these are Ghostface. These are all victims of Ghostface. I will say too, I was able to choose at least one victim from each movie of the 5 movies so far. So had a little bit of trouble with a couple of them, but yeah. Ooh, Jenny McCarthy's a good one. Brock Savage says that one. Richard says Randy, Dewey, Tatum. Those are all good. Rosemary says CeCe. It's so pretty. All right, so first one right out the gate is going to be Liv, which I think a lot of people were betting that Liv might be the killer in Scream 5. By the way, how I pick these is the scene could have a really good shock. It could be an amazing kill, just the way the scene played out, or it could be the character itself, or herself, or himself. You know, Liv, I think, was just an average character, but I love the way she died. Because I think it was just a big shock, you know? I'm not the killer, like Gadesi said. And then Amber pulls the gun out, bam, blows her head clean off. And that's a bonus, too, because when you get a kill by a gun, not something you usually see in Scream movies, you know? So I really enjoyed the way she died. So I guess the reason I picked Liv was because of the shock factor and just the way she was killed, you know? And it was good and bloody, you know? Shoots her with a gun, freaking blood splatters all over the place, and it's just so abrupt, you know? It's just so abrupt. Loved it. Are you guys surprised by that, by Liv? Because I didn't see any of you guys mention Liv, but that one popped out at me. Next one, number 9. A niner, got a niner in there. Niner is Derek. Another one where Derek wasn't like a really great character to me, although he was definitely a potential killer. You know, like I probably would have put Derek pretty high up there in terms of who I thought the killer was in Scream 2. I even think originally he might have been the killer. You know, I think they had a couple of different ideas for the killer. It's got to be rough for this guy that, you know, everybody thinks you're the killer, and then the second they find out that you're not the killer, you get killed. It is kind of, it's a rough kill. It's emotionally charged, you know, because he was Sydney's boyfriend. They had a nice, good relationship. He definitely wasn't like bad boy material like Billy was, and I think that's what Sydney was going for. You know, I think she was done with bad boys. So Derek was just a good guy, good clean-cut guy, and he becomes a pawn in the overall final act. And then he gets stabbed right in the freaking, or he gets shot. He gets shot right in the freaking heart. Derek is a good one. He's definitely a good, he was definitely going to be on this list. All right. Okay, that's number 9, right? Let's go to number 8. Number 8 is going to be 100% Cotton, right? You know, and Cotton's good because, you know, this is a character that lived through 2 movies, and you barely see him in the first movie, but he's, you know, he's the guy that's pinned for Maureen Prescott's death. And you know, and then he is this character in 2 that you think, oh my God, Cotton could be the killer. The finger is constantly pointed at Cotton, and his behavior is that of someone who could be the killer, you know, which I knew right away Cotton wasn't going to be the killer because they were trying way too hard, you know. If Cotton would have been the killer, it would have been an obvious slasher, okay? And Scream ain't doing no obvious slasher, except for Billy, of course. But that's a great scene, too, by the way. I mean, they started off Scream 3 with a bang. His girlfriend, played by Kelly Rutherford. You know, I think there's a lot of tension in that scene. It worked really well, actually. So, next one, what was that? So, we got 10, 9, 8. So, next one, number 7. Number 7 is going to be Olivia. And you know what? Olivia wasn't like a standout character She was that moment in Scream 4 where I stood up and where I sat up and I was just like, whoa, man, they're going for, this is a bloody kill. It's probably, and you can look at some behind the scenes footage of her kill laying on the bed with her intestines laying out and everything. But it also had that, everybody loves those scenes where somebody's watching the kill from across the street. They've done this in Halloween 6, a few other movies. But you got Sydney watching across the street. Or actually, was it Sydney? Yeah, Sydney and somebody else, I think Jill. And Sydney runs across the street to try to save her. And so it's one of those moments where you're hoping that she can get to her and save her, but you know she's not going to be able to save her. And Ghostface just thrusts her head out the window. And it's just a really graphic, bloody kill, So that's why I picked Olivia. It's memorable, okay? It's one that always sticks. Like if I quickly roll down the Scream movies, and what's the first kill that comes to mind when I go down each one of them? For some reason, when I go to 4, Olivia's kill pops right out of my head. We're gonna go to 6. Number 6 is Maureen. Maureen from which I wonder why they gave her the same name as Sydney's mother. Am I right on that internet, Maureen, guys? I think it is. This was a great opening. And it was this might be the only opening in the Scream franchise that doesn't involve a phone call, right? Because she's just going to the theater with her boyfriend, Omar Epps. And, there's like 1,000 ghost faces in the audience, Any one of them could be the killer. And so her boyfriend goes to the bathroom and he gets a freaking knife through his ear. And then, so she's sitting, so Ghostface comes back, sits down next to her. And, you're scared for her because she thinks that's her boyfriend. But we know it's really Ghostface. And he freaking stabs her right in the stomach. And then she gets up and stands on the theater stage and everybody watches her die. So it's a pretty gnarly kill, and it's kind of sad, but boy, is it a great way to start off Scream 2, right? And I think Jada Pinkett Smith did a good job on that scene, actually. I do. Yeah. Can't wait to see it. I knew that was coming. Number 5 is Tatum. Guys, I didn't realize, I think the first Scream might have the least number of kills out of the entire franchise. I think there's less than like 7 kills out of the entire movie. And where you got like Scream 4 has like 14 kills. I think Scream 4 might have the most. So you really had to make each kill count in the first one. And yeah, I think there's a couple of throwaway kills in there too. Like the principal, Henry Winkler, his kill's nothing really that special, I think the first movie, more than all the rest of them, is so fun because of Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich. Those are 2 different types of characters, and they kept your interest throughout the whole movie. Matthew Lillard was hilarious. So it was one of those situations where you didn't need kills because you were just so into the characters and how fun they were. And Tatum was a fun character too, Rose McGowan, because she's just like, bam, bitches, knock the bitch out, She had these funny moments, and she was Dewey's sister, which Dewey never like really mentions her throughout the rest of it. I think he might have mentioned her like once or twice throughout the rest of the franchise, but she doesn't really get brought up that often. But her kill's good though, because it's that famous garage kill, and she's being sassy. It's one of those, could that really happen? Because garage doors are only so heavy. And yeah, she's probably like 100 pounds, but I don't think that garage door would actually come up, I don't think it would actually come up with her on it, So it's one of those situations where you have to suspend your disbelief. You see where I'm going with this, guys? But yeah, Tatum, that's an iconic kill for sure. Number 4 is CeCe. Sarah Michelle Gellar, I don't know if you guys know this, but she was on fire when Scream 2 came out. And Scream was on fire when Scream 2 came out because, the first movie was such this massive hit. Every young star and starlet wanted to be in Scream 2, including Sarah Michelle Gellar, who didn't need it. She had her own, she had a good career going, movies, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She probably could have been like one of the final girls, but she chose to just, be CeCe. But she ends up getting one of the most memorable kills, because it's drawn out. There's a lot of tension there. I think the phone conversation is really fun and interesting. And then just the way she dies, Ghostface chasing her, going up the stairs, and slamming her through the double doors, and then throwing her off the balcony. Just great. And man, she gets it bad too. Gets stabbed in the back. But I don't know. I've always loved CeCe's kills, and Sarah Michelle Gellar, she gets like this amazing kill in Scream 2, and then she gets like one of the greatest kills or chase scenes ever in I Know What You Did Last Summer. Sarah Michelle Gellar just has that it factor. That's even if she's not the main character, she's not Sidney Prescott, but she damn well could be. They could have cast her instead of Neve Campbell in the first Scream, and I think we would still be praising Sidney Prescott. Do you guys agree with that? Not to take anything away from Neve Campbell. She is Sidney Prescott. She's phenomenal. But all I'm saying is, if we never even knew Neve Campbell and Sarah Michelle Gellar played Sidney, I think she would have knocked it out of the park. She's an icon. Yeah, for sure. All right, number 3. Get your tissues ready because it's Dewey. Yeah, dude, man, this was a tough one. Whew. Now, there have been some theories that this might not be Amber that killed Dewey. Personally, it would have to be Amber because Richie was I think he was in the waiting room. They positioned the scene where Richie couldn't be the killer, so it had to be Amber. And a lot of people were like, "There's no way that could be Amber," because Dewey's he's a cop. He's a lot bigger than Amber. Suspension of disbelief again, guys. There you go. Okay, I have no problem if it is Amber. All right, because it's Scream. They're fun, right? But man, did that hurt or what, guys? Did that hurt? Oh, she did admit it, Destiny. She admitted that she was the killer. Amber flat out said she did it. Wait, did she say that? When did she say that? Did she actually say that in the movie? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably during the final act, right? See. Thank you, Destiny and Chris. I'm glad you guys... I know you guys are Scream experts, so... I'm no Scream expert, all right? But she said it to Gail. Thank you very much. Okay, so in real life, could I buy that she would kill Dewey? Probably not, but... but although he has been stabbed 9 times, so yeah, maybe it could happen, all right? And maybe she was in gymnastics. I was glad that they did finally kill a legacy character, but man, I did not want it to be Dewey. I did not want it to be Dewey. I wanted it to be Gail, if I'm being honest. But having said that, I'm still excited that Gail is alive in Scream 6. I mean, she looks like she's going to have a really great part. Do you guys think they're going to kill Gail in Scream 6? I'm calling it right now. I don't think she's dying. I don't think she's dying because they just killed Dewey and Sydney's not back. So I'll be shocked if they do kill her. I won't be upset, but I'll be shocked. Okay? I'll kind of be impressed, actually. Like, whoa, they actually did it. Yeah, Destiny says no. Memo Boy says no. Rosemary says no. I don't think she's gonna die. I'm with you guys. I don't think she's gonna die in Scream 6. I think Gail's gonna live to fight another day. In the scene, you see like the guy running around and he's not in the Ghostface mask. So I'm really curious to see what that's about. And I think that's the guy that's gonna be killed in the scene. I think Gail is not going to be killed. And I think that guy's going to be killed. All right? That's what I think is going to happen. Okay, guys, we got 2 left. Who am I missing? Let me see it right now in the chat. Who am I missing? 2 left. Who could it be? And I struggled between these 2, like which one should be 1 and which one should be 2. This was tough. All right? But I'm satisfied with what I came out with. All right? So let's see if you guys are right. Number 2 will be... Do I make you Randy, baby? Randy. Yeah, boy, this one's probably the one that hurts the most. I gotta give you 2 back to back. Dewey hurt, And Randy hurt quite a bit too. Okay. And the reason I put him on here, obviously, is because he's just such a great character. Everybody loves Randy. Made Brooke Scarlett cry 3 times. So it's and when you watch like the documentary, even Jamie Kennedy, he said when he read the script, they're gonna kill Randy. I'm cool with this, but he says when they actually did it, it hurt. He was like, "Oh God, this is it. I'm dead." The reason they killed Randy is because they had to kill somebody, and they didn't want to leave too many legacy characters alive. And I think that was Wes Craven's call. We got to kill the guy. It sucks that he died, but, and I've said this before, maybe it kind of added to his legacy that he died. Don't get me wrong, fantastic character, okay? And they did use him in 3, even though he was dead. But I think that does kind of add to his legacy. And yes, I have checked out his YouTube channel. I think I'm subscribed to him. And, he's roughing it just like all of us, putting out his own content. And it's cool. It's cool. He'll do like videos talking about his experience doing, each of, I think he's got a video for Scream 1 and Scream 2. And he's got his own like review of Scream 5, which there's no way Randy's going to give Scream 5 a bad review. He's way too close to it. There's nothing against him, all right? But there's no way he's giving Scream 5 a bad review. All right, number 1, I think most of you know this probably by now. Number 1, of course, is going to be CeCe Becker. I almost put her boyfriend Steve on here because just the way he died, wow. But I thought, you know what? That'll kind of be, I guess, included in this because I'm putting this more for really a lot of reasons. The scene is probably one of the best openings in horror history. It's that good. I love the pop culture. This scene right here introduces you to what Scream is all about. Do you like scary movies? We're going to give you a pop quiz, a test. And that's part of the fun of watching this scene is you're answering these questions with CeCe. And this is the first time we've seen anything like this, like before Scream came out, there weren't that many movies like Scream that were so on the nose with pop culture and still kept a serious tone. They weren't like a parody, even though Scream does have a little bit of a parody aspect to it, but it always stays serious. Also, just, the scene starts off so light and fun. And then eventually it just gets more and more tense throughout. So, and it delivers, it promises tension, and then you get payoff because then you see her boyfriend Steve. He says if she doesn't answer these questions, then he's going to gut her boyfriend like a fish. And what does he do? He guts her boyfriend like a fish, And I guarantee you the first time you watch the movie, you're thinking, he's not going to do that. He's calling bullshit. And this is the opening scene of the movie. I've seen so many horror movies that always threaten, but they never deliver. So many of them, or they'll show a kill off screen. There's so many cop-outs, but Scream does it. It delivers right there in the opening scene, and it is glorious. So, yeah. So that's my number 1. Who did I miss? Is there anybody that you love that I missed? I think I pretty much covered all the big ones, right?